Your place, your money. Brought to you by Rogue Credit Union and AARP.
Welcome to Your Place, Your Money. I'm Art Barron along with Joyce DeMonin, and she's with AARP. Today we were talking about finances and the single woman. And this is something that, I didn't realize this figure, 45 years of age. When a woman hits that age, about half of them are single.
Yeah,
so when
right.
it comes to finances or retirement, what are they to do?
Well, this is such a good point because most people do really well when they're in partnership. And because women earn less over their lifetime than men, and they take time off for caregiving and child support and all of those things, it is something they really have to take seriously.
So what should they do to prepare? Because there are a lot of women, obviously, who are way younger than that. They can, kind of get prepared. What should they do now? Should they be asking for raises at work?
I think so. I think, that's one thing. My generation, I'm a baby boomer. I've never asked for a raise except for like, oh, can I have a raise? But there is a whole thing about asking for a raise and talking to your employer about what you're really worth. There are other things women should be looking at too, which is really learning more about finance and what it takes to retire later on in life, because people don't realize there are a lot of expenses, medical expenses associated with retirement. You're going to be out of the workforce for 20 or more years. That's a long time to finance. And so the more you can learn about it, the better. It's really empowering to learn more about money. And so if you take a personal finance class or whatever, but I think the other big tip is if your employer has any kind of program at work.
Like Oregon Saves?
Like Oregon Saves, sign up for Oregon Saves or 401k, make sure you're signing up for it and you take full advantage of that.
And should you try to add more and more money each year? Just try to be disciplined and say, okay, look, I'm going to retire in 10, 15, 20 years. Should you be doing that?
It depends on when you're starting. So if you're starting when you're 20s and you put 10% consistently throughout your life, you might be in pretty good shape.
Yeah.
But if you're like me and didn't start until I was in my 40s, I'm pretty good about putting 15% or more in. And some people would say that isn't even enough. You should put in more. So when you do the math, you know how much money you need to save. And then you have to go back from there and figure out how much every year you want to put in.
All right, Joyce, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.